Hello there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Jacob, and thank you so much for attending this lecture on Pokemon Biology. Joining me here in the classroom today is, of course, my wonderful teaching assistant, Mr. Curtis. Mr. Curtis, please introduce yourself to, any new virtual students that we might have.
Hello there. I'm Mr. Curtis.
I don't
and
like
I
that. Stop it.
like this
He's buffering. Sorry, he's
energy
buffering.
that the professor is bringing. Woo!
I gotta crank the bit rate down a little bit so he can load faster.
Wait, Mr. Curtis is a robot? Are you finally admitting it?
Hello there,
No, it's just... Wait, I turned it down too low.
My bit rate's too slow.
Mr. Curtis, are you okay? Is he okay, Professor? What's going on?
Has Mr. Curtis ever been okay? Is the real question.
No, but
no, we're just doing a fun goof.
It's just a goofy goof, Corbin. Come on now.
It's
That's not
like...
funny, Mr. Curtis. Do not mess with me. I have a fear of robots.
Don't you cross him.
Yeah, don't cross me. I have a fear of robots.
Oh, okay, now that's interesting. Hold on. So also joining us here in the classroom today is, of course, our young trainer in training, Corbin. Corbin,
good,
please,
homie.
Hold on, introduce yourself, and then explain your fear of robots.
Please do.
Hi, what's going on, everybody? Trainer in training here, the youngest in the classroom, but also the brightest. I will say, yeah, I do have a little bit of a fear of like robot takeover, a little bit. I got a little bit creeped out when we played around with Magnemite. I didn't voice those concerns because I didn't want to be a baby.
Because it sounded like you were totally into at least Magneton.
I was into Magneton. It felt less. I don't know.
They aren't robots.
They're not robots. When I'm talking robots, I'm
biological
talking like
creatures.
Right. I'm thinking like
that are made out of
fiction.
metal and magnetic.
Right. I'm thinking like science fiction, like beep boop boop bop, and then they destroy the whole planet. You know what I mean? Like that's what keeps me up at night.
Okay. Okay. I guess you know what? Children have, irrational fears, so I think
it's very rational. What are you talking
for your
about?
Brand.
What?
Your
for my brand?
Your brand of being a child.
That's right.
I wouldn't really call that a brand, but okay.
Yeah, your other brand is half Mr. Mime.
Right. Wait, no, I'm not. Hey, you caught me off guard there. I wasn't paying attention, Professor. I am not part Mr. Mime. I am a full-blooded human. Born and raised, baby.
Sweet.
I don't know if that's what your enrollment paperwork said.
Well, it's
half
a
human,
lie.
half Mr. Mime.
You forged it. That's a lie. I'm full human, and I wish people would stop making fun of me.
Your father filled it out. That's what he signed.
Yeah, that's what he said when we started the second semester.
My dad has been gone for so long.
That's his palm. That's his palm print right there. See
my
that?
dad. No, that's
right there.
And I've seen Mr. Mime Blood a lot, and that's definitely Mr. Mime Blood.
Signed in Mr. Mime Blood.
There's a lot to unpack there. First of all, that is definitely not a human handprint. Because if it was my dad, it'd be a human handprint. That's a Mr. Mime one, right? So
yeah, your dad.
Your dad.
That's not. I'm done. I don't care.
Papa Mime.
Papa Mime. He's done.
No.
He's conceding. He is half Mr. Mime.
No.
Thank you.
Listen, you know what, Corbin? Even if the Mr. Mime isn't your biological father, which it is, he still raised you, Corbin. And I think you should respect your mom's Mr. Mime.
I wouldn't say raised me. I would say he did a little bit of nurturing, but I wouldn't say he raised me, if that makes sense.
He was there.
He was
throwing up the shields to block the angry Tauroses.
When you bloodied your fingers making so many hats, who stayed up all night with you and made some more? Mr. Mime, I assume. I don't know your life.
I knew it. Mr. Mime did. But that doesn't make him my biological father, okay? That just makes him a temporary guardian for the time being.
Wow. What an endearing title you've given him. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he'd love to hear that.
He knows where he stands.
They have me write to them every single week, and should I include that in my letter
No,
back to
he
them?
knows where he stands. We made it clear.
I don't think he does. They always say in the letter that they send to me, your mom says, make sure Corbin is eating all of his meals, and then after that it says Mr. Mime, Mr. Mime, Mr. Mime, Mr. Mime, which of course everybody knows is tell my son I love him in Mr. Mime speak.
He's delusional. Don't listen to him.
Wow. All right. Well, let's get off of that topic because we could talk about that forever. But instead, what we should be doing is focusing on a lesson that I'm gonna give to you guys about Pokemon. Weirdly enough.
Woo!
But
that's What
One
I'm
more
here for today.
One more sidetrack before we do that. I have a Gengar mail here that I would very much
No,
like to
you
read.
don't.
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. So you're just lying today. Is that's your thing
Wow.
today?
I don't.
You know what?
No, I'm not a liar. You can call me a lot of things. I'm not a liar.
One more of those, I'm putting you in the corner.
You can't put me in the corner. Mr.
Weirdly
Curtis.
enough, there actually aren't any corners in this room.
That
so.
is objectively not true. There's a corner there, and there's a corner right there.
No, it's a
there.
purely spherical room.
No, it is not.
There's no corners.
You can't say that.
There's no corners on the sides because it's spherical, and then the roof just blends into the walls, and that just blends into the floor. So there's no.
That's
no
not what the
there.
artwork that we shared on social media posted. Or
that
showed,
artwork,
so.
Darn well, is of the
It's a
Kanto.
great depiction.
It's the Kanto, it's the Saffron City
Saffron
Learning
City
Center.
right,
It's not
right.
the
Oh,
Goldenrod City Learning
sorry.
Center branch of the Saffron City Learning
Sorry,
Center.
you're right. Sometimes I forget where I am.
The GCLC, BOT, SCLC, which is where we are now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
And
You're
where
correct.
you had to climb through a hatch on the sidewall ceiling floor to get into. So please keep it straight.
I'm gonna pretend I understood that. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Yes, okay, I have a Gengar mail here that I would like to read.
Okay.
It comes to us from, and they say this, I don't say this. This is them. It says, your loyal subject, Matt Van. All right? So,
Thank you.
I assume it's a virtual student, but who knows? So the Gengar mail starts off with, and this must be a typo. It says, Dear Professor Curtis, Mr. Corbin, and Jacob.
Okay, all right.
I think that sounds about right to me. I think that sounds good.
Yeah, of course, you're taking the first name of your father.
No,
is
Mr. is a okay.
Mr.
All right.
Mr. Corbin.
No.
Your name is half Mr. Mime.
Okay,
just
well
like
then
you are.
if that's the case, then Mr. Curtis is part Mr. Mime, okay? Because he is Mr. too.
No, he has Professor in front of it. Oh, but he does have Mr. Curtis normally. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, normally I'm saying that. And he's not part mime, and neither am I. Mr. is a term of formality, okay?
Sure,
and that
sure.
formal because he knows where I stand.
The title of Mr. was given to me by the Mr. Mime community as a sign of respect. And I'm going to need you to respect that, Corbin. Okay.
All right. Fine.
I may not be biologically a Mr. Mime like you, Corbin.
I'm not. Okay.
But as a greater part of the Mr. Mime community,
yeah,
I've earned that Mr. title.
He achieved that rank from the Mr. Mime Council.
That's right. So please.
Yeah. Also, just being called Jacob just doesn't feel right anymore.
No, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, it sounds weird. It's like being naked.
Just throw this one out. Just throw this one out. We can't read this one.
No, I'm gonna read it because it's important for next week's lesson. All right. So Matt Fan says, I, one of your humble students, noticed the other day while reading ahead for this lesson that Typhlosion has two forms. There is apparently an ancient Hisuian form. Seeing as a method of time travel has recently been discovered in the Paldea region, is there any way that we can someday see some of the Hisuian forms of these Pokemon in class?
We did.
Did we?
I'm pretty sure we brought out a Hisuian Pokemon at some point. I'm pretty sure we did. Right?
Maybe a picture of one.
I know you said you said with like a lot of conviction that we did, and now you're rolling back on that.
I know for a fact we've talked about Hisuian variants.
Of course we've talked about it.
I
definitely.
swear we brought one out. I swear we brought one out once.
Debatable.
I don't know. Well, you know what? Other virtual students who seem to have a much stronger memory of previous lessons than we do, let us know.
Yeah, they know more than we do.
Well, of course. Well, I mean, maybe more than you do.
Well, okay.
Matt Van seems to have come to the conclusion that we haven't. So that's a good. Indication.
That's one out of a million. So
yeah, there's millions listening.
Millions.
Right? There's millions listening right now, Mr. Curtis. That's just ridiculous.
There's not that many.
What are we talking about? What's up?
What? Nothing.
What did you say?
So Matt Van's Gengar mail goes on to say, I feel as though there would have to be some way, legal or not, for you to obtain these ancient forms for educational purposes. Similar to how, and again, they're doubling down on this, similar to how Professor Curtis obtained the fossils from the field trip.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I
even
think
he doesn't like it.
He's listening to the wrong class because this is not right.
You
In no universe is Mr. Curtis a professor. Okay, an alternate timeline when everything goes wrong. Maybe
Don't listen to him, Mr. Curtis. She'll get there one day.
One day. That's the goal.
no. It's the day that I leave.
Well, he wouldn't be the professor of this class.
Oh,
That's right.
No, of course not. Or any.
Maybe Spinnerack Reading 101. Who knows?
I did think you said Spinnerack Reading 101 for a second there.
I thought you did too, Mr. Curtis.
That's a 102 class, actually.
Okay, that's reading Spinnerack text. Wait, a 102, not a 201?
No, it's a 102.
Okay, so it's still first semester.
Right, first semester, but like second half.
It's like it's the writing intensive course of
Matt Van is listening right now, waiting for the rest of his email to be read.
Okay, sorry. So Matt Van says, similar to how Professor Curtis obtained the fossils from the field trip. Remember that, Mr. Curtis?
I only did everything by the books.
No, you did not. You have been guilty of so many crimes.
It was with great effort that I obtained legal permission.
Nope.
For those fossils.
Is that why they were locking down the museum right as we were leaving?
That's right. They wanted to make sure that that I got out safely with the precious cargo.
Mr. Curtis, as we were leaving after the recording, they brought in a helicopter, okay? It was a big deal. People only bring in helicopters when it's a big deal.
They thought he was going to need air transport. That's just why they brought in the helicopter.
And extra support for my, making sure that it got safely.
Let me finish reading this Gengar mail, please. Okay.
Don't let me stop you.
Yeah,
please.
I know. I was expecting a little bit.
No,
of
I wouldn't
but...
do that. I wouldn't do anything.
No, please.
Please
Corbin,
continue.
hey,
Mr. Curtis, you're holding him up right now.
I'm gonna come after you, Corbin.
Corbin.
What?
He said after you, Corbin.
Oh, after you, Professor. Please.
Oh, thank you. All right, and so Matt Van finishes their Gengar mail with this, and I said finishes, so you have to let me finish. All in the name of educating your fine young students, right? Anyway, just something myself, and I'm sure plenty of other students hope to see someday. Your loyal subject, Matt Van.
Well, you don't see any of this, Matt Van. So
that's see in spirit, I guess.
Hearing is seeing,
But I see you, Matt Van. Please, don't do that. Put that down. Not okay.
Matt Van, you put that down right now. Whatever you have in your hands, you put it down.
Matt Van, stop scrolling on your phone and listen.
Hey, Matt Van, could you stop scrolling on your phone for a second and pay attention to us reading your Gengar mail? That would be great.
Please. Yeah, can you do that?
Matt Van, are you driving right now? Pull over to the side of the road and go back and re-listen to this. We worked very hard on it.
Thank you, Matt.
Exactly.
Appreciate the effort.
All right, we'll wait.
Right, and John, who's doing the dishes, pay attention. Stop what you're doing and pay attention, please.
I'm looking at you, John.
Of our millions of virtual students, there must be one who's named John, and
there's got to be a couple. There's got to be a couple. Yeah.
You did miss a spot on the left side.
You're gonna want to take a second pass at that plate there, John. Okay, we've put this off long enough. Let's read some Pokedex entries. Does anybody know? Oh, by the way, Matt Van, thank you so much for your Gengar mail.
Thank you, Matt Van. Gold star for you.
Gold star. Well, I mean that's up to Mr. Curtis.
I don't know, Matt Van. I wasn't too fond of you taking away my title and giving it to Corbin. Well, actually, Corbin just took on the name of his father. It wasn't the title. So, but the professor deserves the respect that he's due of the professor. So, I'm sorry, Matt Van. I'm gonna have to limit you to a silver star this time.
So. All right. Well, you heard him, Matt Van. You'll get extra
gold
credit,
stars.
though. Don't worry. You'll get extra credit. I think this is extra credit worthy. Okay. Let's move on to the Pokemon we're talking about today. Does anybody know who that is?
Ooh.
Or what that is?
Ooh.
Now, just as a reminder, we did learn about Cyndaquil last week. And if you're about to think that Decidueye is the evolved form of Cyndaquil, you're wrong. You're incorrect in that.
Sometimes we don't follow exactly the evolutionary tree, though, Professor.
However, if I were to tell you that we are learning about the evolved form of Cyndaquil this week, what would you say to that, Mr. Curtis?
Well, And your shirts, that's not a Decidueye?
You're an idiot.
Uh,
You'll never be a professor like this.
All right, so it's not Decidueye. Corbin, do you have a guess?
It's definitely Infernape, I think.
I was
Right.
thinking Scavillain would be a good one.
We are years, maybe perhaps decades away from learning about
A
Scavillain.
lifetime, some would say.
A lifetime. So
An
no,
11th
it's-
birthday from me.
Oh.
Yeah, so like never.
So this is gonna be okay. So naturally, this is gonna be Embror. Is that right?
You're guessing all of these different evolved forms of
Okay.
fire starters, and
All right.
you're close.
I'm getting closer.
Yeah.
Hold on. Combuskin.
We were learning about Quilava.
I was gonna go there.
Quilava,
next.
the volcano Pokemon.
Okay.
So I didn't evolve the Cyndaquil from last week, whose name was it Fumbler?
Fumbler. Yeah,
Fumbler, I
good
think
old
is what we called it.
fumbles.
But I do have a Quilava here today in this Pokeball.
Do you really?
We all ready to see it?
Are you ready, Mr. Curtis? I'm ready.
I'm so hyped for this.
All right.
No cap.
Now remember this. What? What did you
Mr.
say?
Curtis, you don't sound cool saying no cap. Leave it
Yeah,
to me.
that
said-
hurt. That hurt
Leave
my
it.
ears.
Leave it to the youngins in the room. Okay.
I'm
Thank
sorry. I thought I would try and resonate with my homies a little bit more.
Stop. That's not even like the hip lingo today.
I'm gonna collapse into myself. I'm gonna throw up. Please stop. You're not cool.
Please stop. You're melting his bones.
You're
by
so
saying these
not
words.
cool, Mr. Curtis.
All right.
Yeah, your words are resonating with Corbin's bones, and you're making him melt.
Stand
Yeah.
down, fam. We're gonna
Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
We're
He's
gonna-
crumbling.
take this. We're gonna take this L.
He's a
and
puddle on the floor now.
Oh.
Take this L so Corbin can get the W.
Oh God.
Oh,
God.
that's awful.
On God.
Oh,
Oh God, no cap.
No cap. For real.
oh please.
Okay, sorry.
I'm sorry, Professor. Please.
All right,
Oh.
compose yourself, Corbin. I have a Quilava here today, and I want you guys to remember that when I do this, when I throw out the Pokemon, it's to, observe it, kind of look at its natural, motions and its habits, and describe what it looks like. It's not to put your fingers in places that that don't belong.
Why are you looking at me? like that?
Looking at you.
What?
So if you
You over
could
there?
please
I didn't
keep
do.
your
Oh, I did. I did do that.
distance from the Quilava.
Keep
that
your
would be
fingers
great.
away.
That would be great.
Okay. All right. I won't go anywhere near the Quilava. All
Put
right,
those
fine.
grippers in those pockets.
All right. Fine.
All right.
Send it.
Here's the Quilava.
Ooh, fiery little, spicy little.
Step back, Corbin. I see
All
you
right,
walking
sorry,
towards
sorry.
it.
Hey,
He's slender,
put those hands
he's cool, he's streamlined, he's ready to go. He's got
Sure.
fire on his head, on his butt. He don't know what's what.
Hey,
He's got
Corbin,
hands.
stop. Hey,
he's
whoa,
got-
whoa, hey,
Sorry,
Hey,
Corbin.
hey,
Sorry.
Calm down.
Hold me back.
Cover
Get
his
over here,
mouth.
Corbin. I'll hold you back.
Sorry.
Sit down.
Yes, so Quilava is very, like Corbin said, has fire on its tail and fire on its head. That also rhymes.
Yeah, hey, leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Listen, I can do it. You can't. Do it.
Yeah, it's not illegal for me to do the rhyme because I don't have to do the time. 'Cause
Why do you sound? Are you stuttering again? What is going on? Is it sloppy mouth?
my rap skills kills all the
That's
good.
it. Quilava, burn him.
Well,
Burn him, burn him,
whoa,
Quilava.
okay,
Take him
whoa,
out.
What?
No,
What are
no,
you talking
Professor,
about?
no, give it
Roast
away.
him. Roast him. Okay, so when I said that, did you guys see what Quilava was doing? When
It was
getting ready to
shooting
attack?
out fire.
Professor, please turn it down.
All right. Heal, Quilava.
Oh God. Oh,
Okay, it's good now.
Professor, please.
Well, listen, nobody raps in this classroom. Nobody. You can't listen. If Corbin can't do it, we shouldn't tempt him by also doing it.
I agree. I think that's a very fair and equitable choice.
Play the
Professor.
music, Portia.
Fair
Hit it.
Effity.
Portia,
Hit
play
it.
it. Play
Hit
it.
it, Portia. All right, thank you,
Thank you,
Portia.
Portia.
I love that music. That
Love it
Effity
so much.
music. Ooh.
You know what I love more than the music is saying how much I love it after it plays.
Yeah.
All right. So Quilava kind of like when I told it to attack Mr. Curtis, it being very responsive and very obedient, turned its back quickly and like just increased the intensity on its flames, and that's kind of like its go-to move.
Of course.
But we'll learn a little bit more about that going forward. So we said fire on the head, fire on the butt. Anything else to describe the Quilava here?
Other than that, just kind of boring. No interesting markings there, like a spinnerack or bug type.
It's got a cream-colored belly. I swear I've seen this on the telly.
Hey,
sorry, what? That just happened to rhyme. Okay.
Yeah, you using your Galarian lingo.
Tell me about the show you watched on the telly.
Well, it was a tournament, and I did see somebody use a Quilava in there. You didn't ask if I'd seen a Quilava before. The answer was yes, I have seen one. So
yeah, I mean, I keep asking if you guys have seen one, but Mr. Curtis has seen all of these, so
yeah, to some extent.
Hello there, hi. You look like your name's Eli. That's where we're going with the name, by the way.
Okay, great, because it rhymed.
Because it rhymed, and also Eli is the name of one of our patrons.
Oh, really?
Oh,
wow, what are the odds?
Yeah. Wow, what are the odds?
It's just nice how that works out. All right, so Eli the Quilava, I think that works. But yeah, Quilava has a cream belly. It has kind of, much like Cyndaquil, it has light or dark blue fur on its, like, pretty much going from its nose all the way back to its tail, behind, rear, whatever you want to call it.
The buttocks,
the haunches.
I think that Quilava is also referred to as it's called a quadrupedal Pokemon, but it does tend to stand up on its hind legs. So
right,
it's
right. I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we did say that Cyndaquil was a bipedal Pokemon that tended to lean forward on its close to its like front legs, right? Forelegs?
Yeah,
forelegs I think is the term for it.
Yes.
But yeah, so that kind of like reverses here with Quilava or Eli, which is interesting. Anything else you guys want to talk about before
I like his ears. I like Eli's ears. Very cool. Very small, very cute. It's a pretty, like, it's not like super intense of a Pokemon, but it does have a cool look to it, but the ears make it a little bit less intimidating.
It's
very
like
cute.
It's very streamlined. It's very like agile.
Yeah. Very agile, very fast, ready to go in for the kill.
But it's got some haunches.
He's kind of shaped like a pear a little bit, and that's all right. We love that. We love a pear-shaped boy.
Triangular in nature, I would say.
Right. Got that triangle build,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and maybe that goes on a turt. A turt?
Got that triangle build.
Yeah,
I think it could take on a Turtwig, Professor.
What I meant to say was that could go on a t-shirt, but
triangle build?
Yeah, it's got that triangle shape, I think is what I said. I don't know. Never mind.
If you can't remember it, then it's not good enough to go on a t-shirt. Sorry. It didn't make the cut, Professor. I'm so sorry.
We haven't had a lot of t-shirt ideas recently, I feel like.
No, we have. What are you talking about?
We had the Royal Boys the other day. That was a pretty
we had the Royal Boys with a spinnerack wearing a crown on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course. Yeah, sorry.
Never been down, never gave up, We got a lot of good ones.
What was your one from the Mew lesson?
Oh, I'm innocent, but I've suffered. I'm not gonna lie, that's probably top 5 favorite t-shirt ideas.
All right, I think Quilava's getting a little bit irritated with our
sorry buddy,
with our rambling.
Sorry.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put Eli back into the Pokeball, and we will move on.
All right, bye Eli. You won't move on from my heart.
I have to patch my coat now, thanks.
That's okay. At least it didn't burn you. So this doesn't get counted. If anybody out there may or may not be doing a injuries counter, this doesn't count. He's not injured. It was just his jacket.
But it injured my soul.
That doesn't count. We all know that's not real. You don't have a soul.
Yeah, you don't really have one of those. Well, at least it didn't burn your Hot Rod Flames trench coat underneath your regular trench coat.
That's right. My backup trench coat.
Right.
Trent coat.
Yeah.
The
Trent
coat he got
Trent
from
coat.
Trent.
Yeah, the Trent coat. Yeah.
It is a trench coat.
Okay, everybody focus up.
Focus up.
Starting off in the Johto region for these Pokedex entries, the first one says, be careful if it turns its back during battle. It means that it will attack with the fire on its back. Makes sense? Makes sense. Or maybe it found something on the ground and it is just turning around to look at it.
You could have found a penny. I mean, you don't know.
Maybe it found a penny. Wait, what's a penny?
What's a penny?
Yeah.
She was my neighbor back in Kanto. I meant like a little coin on the ground.
Oh, okay. Oh, sure. Yeah, sure. That makes sense. The next entry here says this Pokemon is fully covered by non-flammable fur. It can withstand any kind of fire attack.
Now,
okay, yeah. Now this brings forth some questions because there's a very
It's a bold claim.
There's a famous fire type Pokemon that can, and if I recall correctly, melt anything with its fire.
I don't know if I anything. That's a lot. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I'd say that.
But okay, well, I mean, you might not say that, but the Pokedex entry said that, and we're talking about Charizard, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So do we think that if a Charizard blew its flames, which can melt anything, on a Quilava, would the Quilava be affected?
I don't know. What's an unstoppable force meets an immovable object?
Yep. I think a black hole would form.
They just can't. They both poof.
They both poof. Yeah, for sure.
They just poof. They're just gone.
Arceus comes out and is like, nope.
No.
Wrong.
I'm surprised we've never seen a Quilava and a Charizard ever show up in a Pokemon tournament before.
Well, I mean, I think there are strong rules on that because if it happens, it's kind of like flipping a bag of holding inside out. It just explodes. So a good question. If any other virtual students have any thoughts on, if a Cyndaquil, if a Quilava takes a fire blast from a Charizard, will it melt or will it repel the fire? Let us know by sending us a Gengar mail at wwopokemon@gmail.com. Woo, I got it
right. Here. And we'll read it in approximately 3 months.
Maybe send us a drawing of what it looks like when it happens.
Hey, we do a little bit better than 3 months, all right?
I'm not gonna lie. I think most people will agree with this. We're pretty bad.
That is true. But there's a lot of Gengar mails.
Guys, I know we've said this before. I'm gonna say it again. We get a lot of emails. It's hard to read them all in class. It's hard.
But we try.
But we love you for it anyway. Please keep sending them.
Thank you.
We read all of them.
All right, so I'm remind me not to plug the Gmail at the end of this lesson.
No, plug it.
I just did it here.
Plug it again.
No. All right, the next Pokedex entry says, before battle, it turns its back on its opponent to demonstrate how ferociously its fire blazes. So like an intimidation tactic, pretty much.
Yeah, just kind of flaring up a little bit like, hey,
yeah, check this out.
Look what I can do.
You don't want none of this.
Get this out of here.
You want to get buck, boy? Like that. Kind of like that, right?
You want to get buck?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means you want you want to go with me, you know what I mean? Like that.
Corbin,
like
stop
you want to come at me?
Stop trying to make buck a thing. It's never going to be a thing.
Sorry. All right, fine.
Go ahead and sit down.
Well, I was already sitting.
He was already. No, Mr. Curtis, you were the one standing up.
Mr. Curtis,
please.
How about you sit down? You sit down.
Yes, right away, Professor.
Keep doing that.
Stop doing that.
All right, moving on to the Hoenn region. Quilava keeps its foes at bay with the intensity of its flames and gusts of superheated air.
So it can use gusts. I didn't know it was part flying type.
Superheated gusts, yes. But it's not flying type, it's just fire.
Oh, okay.
This Pokemon applies its outstanding nimbleness to dodge attacks, even while scorching the foes with flames.
So it could do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It can dodge,
so like, say, I don't know, a Beedrill comes at it with a twin needle, and it just jumps out of the way, and while it's like, doing a front flip over the Beedrill, it's also shooting out its flames and scorching it.
That is really cool to picture.
Like, that's cool, right? I could totally see myself with a Quilava.
Oh yeah.
It seems like a lot of work though. For a lot of fire types, they just kind of open their mouth and shoot fire out the front. So like,
Well, but that's the thing though. Being able to shoot fire out your back means you can save your mouth for the biting part, so you can burn and bite at the same time.
You can eat and shoot fire at the same time.
You can burp and shoot fire. You can yawn and shoot fire at the same time.
Recite poetry and shoot fire at the same
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Ooh,
So
that
it's
sounds fun.
far more efficient, I think.
Or read poetry, or write it. If you're a scholar like me, you could write it.
The scholar?
Artist.
Artiste.
An
Artist
artiste.
of the written language.
I am an artist of the land. Yep, that's me.
The land, sure. All right, so that does it for the Hoenn region Pokedex entries. Moving on to the Sinnoh region, it says, it intimidates foes with the heat of its flames. The fire burns more strongly when it readies to fight. Yep, I mean, Sinnoh comes with new entries, but that's normally things we've already heard before. Nothing normally that crazy in these entries.
Right. They're not bringing that much to the table.
Mm-hmm.
I have an ancient Hisuian text here too, which is cool.
Oh, hey.
It says, this creature's fur is most mysterious. It is wholly impervious to the burning touch of flame. Should Quilava turn its back to you, take heed. Such a posture indicates a forthcoming attack.
Take heed. If you see its
Yeah,
back,
take heed.
watch out.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, it's just saying things that we've already heard, but with, like, fancy writing.
If you see its back, watch out for your front.
I like the impervious. I'm gonna add that to my word book.
That's going to be a t-shirt for sure.
Oh, he's pulling it out. Here's his word book
Yep.
right now.
Oh, hi.
Hey,
Look at
Corbin,
that.
take a quick peek over there. What other words does he have in there?
Mr. Curtis, what is Booble Snoogle? What does that mean? Huh?
Why don't you take a guess, Corbin?
I feel like it's a type of berry. It sounds like it's a type of berry. Is it good? Is it juicy? Am I close?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's just a nickname for his Spinnerack. I think about 90% of the words in there are nicknames for Spinnerack.
Professor, you got it. You got it in one. Corbin, what were you thinking? Oh
Yeah,
my God.
It sounds like a berry.
Booble Schnoogle is obviously a wonderful name for a pet Spinnerack. Okay.
I don't
Okay,
think so.
sure. It's okay, and and you just added impervious to that. It's weird that you didn't know that word before, Mr. Curtis, because
Well, I knew it, but I forgot it, and I just needed to, get it back into my regular use repertoire, so you might say.
okay. Well, you know what? That's great. I love that you do that. Even though it's your 7th time taking this class, you're still learning new things.
Every lesson, every day, every
Every day.
hour.
Yeah,
I
never stop
watch
learning.
you. When I watch you, Professor, I learn all the time.
Hold on, don't watch me, please.
Every hour of every day.
You got to stop watching people when they don't ask to be watched. Mr.
Yeah,
Curtis.
that's gotta be like illegal or something.
It's a real problem. It's really bad.
All right. So that does it. So there aren't any other regional Pokedex entries for Quilava. There's nothing from Alola, which is sad. I miss when Alola had Pokedex entries. There's
on.
nothing. Of course, I mean Unova and Kalos at least includes it in their Pokedex, but it's all stuff repeated that we've heard before, and there's nothing from Galar, which is a shame. However, we do have an entry from Professor Neroli. Does anybody guys
Okay.
remember what
Alright.
Neroli
That's the
does?
sleep one, right?
That's the
He
sleep
runs.
guy.
He runs an Italian restaurant.
Well, he does do that.
What's
But
what's an Italian, Mr. Curtis?
That's
it's a type of restaurant, Corbin.
That's right. You've never been to an Italian restaurant? Come on,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
What type of Pokemon is an Italian?
There's no type. It's a type of food.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, good
Yeah.
to know. I'll have to try one of those Italians sometime.
You should.
Anyways, so Professor Neroli, of course, does research on Pokemon sleep habits. His entry for Quilava says, on very rare occasions, you'll see the flames on its back blaze brightly while it sleeps. It seems that no matter how high the flames burn, the fur covering Quilava's body absolutely never catches fire. That's good.
Never.
That's really good, because if you had a bunch of really strong flames on you, you would want to make sure that your body didn't catch fire from those.
But here's the thing. I feel like that's not going to be unique to just Quilava or the whole Cyndaquil line. Because, you have so many other Pokemon that have fur/feathers, but they're also fire types, right? I don't know. Blaziken has feathers. Infernape has some fur on it. I'm pretty sure Incineroar
I mean, it has it
is
in its
covered
name.
in fur. Right.
Infernape has fur in its name, so it has to have fur.
Right. So
Right.
Incineroar has flame-proof fur, right?
Does it have
I
fur?
assume.
I guess so. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there and we'll read about it when we do.
It just doesn't feel like it's that unique to this specific Pokemon, is what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm saying.
But the thing is that it can't just prevent itself from catching fire from its own flame attacks. It can also prevent it from any
Gotcha.
flame attacks. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So again,
the
all. Question of the Charizard conundrum remains. Okay, but that does it for the I guess Professor Neroli's counts as regional Pokedex entries. I have a couple of unique Pokedex entries. Most of them come to us from Ash's Pokedex. Let's give it a quick read. So the first one, of course, comes from Ash's Pokedex. It says, Quilava, the Volcano Pokemon. Quilava is the evolved form of Cyndaquil and capable of incredible attacks using the flame on its back.
Yep, know that. Incredible
is such a non-descriptive word. I feel
I think the incredible thing is the fur that makes it impervious to all fire. I mean, flames on its back. It's not too different from other flame type Pokemon, but talk about that magical fire armor fur over there. I might have to incorporate some of that into my fire suit that I wear when I ride my Rapidash.
That's actually not a bad idea.
That is actually a pretty good idea.
That's one of the few good ideas.
Write that down in your good idea book.
Yes, this one.
Oh wait, he
here.
doesn't have one.
He does have one. It's a lot smaller though.
Ooh, Corbin, you're so funny.
No, keep going.
No.
Yeah,
okay, stop.
I made at least one person laugh. John laughed. Okay.
John, have you finished those dishes yet?
Yeah, no, we asked him to put down the dishes so he could listen to us.
Well, yeah, no. Well, we did also tell him to get that one spot on the plate that he missed.
That's true.
Yeah, so John, go ahead, write in. Let us know if you finished doing the dishes yet.
Lily, make sure you use your blinker when you're driving.
Stop it, Corbin. Stop.
Sorry.
Okay. Mr. Curtis, you will like this next Pokedex entry.
Thank you.
It comes to us from Ash's Pokedex. It says, Quilava, the volcano Pokemon, and the evolved form of Cyndaquil. Its body is covered with fireproof fur and can withstand any fire-type attack.
Woo!
There you go.
Love that.
There you go.
It doesn't mention its magic fire-repelling abilities, but, it's there. Now, the third unique Pokedex entry comes to us from, get this, Ash's Pokedex. Yeah, he got it a third time, guys.
Whoa, hey.
And it's different this time, too. It says, Quilava, the volcano Pokemon, and the evolved form of Cyndaquil. Okay, that part's the same. But this next part says, Quilava intimidates foes with its flame's heat. And when ready to battle, the fire burns with more strength.
Once again, I just feel like there's more fire-type Pokemon that have more heat that they're bringing.
Well, sure, of course there are, Mr. Curtis. This is the fully evolved form of Cyndaquil. This is just the middle evolution.
Right, chill out, dude.
Don't worry, the Cyndaquil's got more bang to their buck. All right.
Okay.
Right. Hey, why do you stop try to make buck happen, Professor?
Well, excuse you.
Fair enough. I don't know. It sounded so cool when you said it.
So it's rubbing off. Ha ha! See, it is working.
Professor,
I told you.
Don't give in. Don't give in to him.
Anyways, the next Pokedex entry comes to us from, some unknown, probably unimportant Pokemon trainer, Dawn Pokedex? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Dawn's Pokedex.
Can you do me a favor? Can you say?
I will not. Their Pokedex. Yes.
Can you say our name one more time?
No. Their Pokedex says, Quilava, the volcano Pokemon. It threatens its opponents with the heat of its flames. When it assumes its battle pose, the force of its flames intensifies. So guys, remember, battle poses are important.
Yeah. And she was smart and beautiful enough to study them. That's just so much about her. You know what I mean?
She didn't write this. She did not write that entry.
But she decided to include it.
Nope. It's once again, she just has a Pokedex. She pointed the Pokedex at the Quilava, and it said this thing to her. That's what this is.
Professor, what do you think about this battle pose?
Okay, well, you just crumpled onto the. You just fell on the floor, like a sack of potatoes. I wouldn't call that a battle pose.
I got my back up, and my haunches out to shoot my flame. Let me try this one.
No,
here.
I don't want to see you.
I know
lying
you
around on the
definitely.
floor.
No, Mr. Curtis, you definitely did what I said, which was fall on the ground and just crumple into a pile of.
You
limbs.
look like a Magikarp, okay?
Yeah.
You just need to chill out.
I'm sorry, Professor. I got to work on my battle pose then, I guess.
Mr. Curtis used splash and nothing happened.
Yeah. You want to give me one more?
Okay. All right. Here we go. Ready? Hi.
Okay, this time you just put your hands into your trench coat's pockets, and then kind of did like a cool hair flip kind of thing, which is weird because you don't have that much hair on your head.
No, it's a little wispy. That's wispy.
Yeah.
But hey, I thought it looked pretty cool. Did you think it looked pretty cool, Corbin?
It was something. I'll tell you that much. It was
There you go. See,
I
think that's the winner. I'm gonna keep that one in the old back pocket.
Oh, he's putting that into his battle poses book. I see that his back pocket is where he keeps that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep,
That's
let me
nice.
pull this one out.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has pretty good drawings in that. Okay, all right. While he's doing that, it's time now to move on to the testing portion of the lesson. We've read all the Pokedex entries. So what I'm going to do today...
no.
Okay. You did seem happy about it to start with.
I meant woo, as in like we did it. Like we did the Pokedex entries, but now I'm like, no, I don't want to take a quiz.
Well, too bad, because we are taking a quiz today. We are doing a pop quiz. So go ahead and get out your Rotom laptops, put away your Pokedexes. Maybe bring a little snack for the roads, because sometimes these can take a little while. But all right, if we're all ready, I'm going to go ahead and read the first question.
I'm excited.
Question number. This is a fill in the blank, by the way. Question number 1. Okay. Quilava's flames can burn with more intensity when it is blank and when it is blank. All right, so I have both of the answers. I'm going to go ahead and read Corbin's first. So I will just do the full sentence. Quilava's flame can burn with more intensity when it is angry and when it is turned around.
That's right. When it turns around, it's going to be blowing fire.
Turn me right round, Quilava.
What on earth was that? Was that a song? Mrs. Curtis, that was awful.
You turn me right round,
he didn't even have the right melody
like
or anything.
Baby, turn me round, round.
Woo! Professor, break it down.
No. All right, so I'm going to read Mr. Curtis's answers. He says, Quilava's flames can burn with more intensity when it is looking to fight and when it is trying to keep foes at bay. Now, here's the thing. I guess so. I guess I did say when it is, and then the blank is trying to keep foes at bay. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, so here's what I have. So its flames burn with more intensity when it is in combat and when it is asleep. Do we remember how we talked about it can burn more intensely when it's at sleep?
Clearly not, based on my answer.
Clearly,
no,
yeah.
I have Professor. I have no recollection of that. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was hoping I was gonna catch you guys with this one.
You got us.
So but I will say that I feel like the combat and intimidation could be two different answers, I suppose. So I'm gonna give you 1.5 points.
I'll allow it.
Wait, no.
For me?
Wait, not 1.5 points.
I'll take 1.5.
I'll give you 3/4 of a point for this one. There we go.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Thank you.
How about Corbin? How many does Corbin get?
I get a 1/4.
Oh yeah, Corbin did say turned around, didn't he?
Well, when it's turned around, it really shows its flames. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get 0.5 point for this, Corbin.
I'll take it.
Thank you, Mr. Curtis, for keeping me on track.
Mr. Curtis, why did you tattle on me?
I didn't tattle anything. He gave me my pointage. I wanted to know what your pointage was.
Yeah, we have to be fair and equitable here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Keep it F and E. Keep it F and E.
F and E, baby.
All right. So question number 2. Why are fire type moves ineffective against Quilava? All right. Let's see here. I'm looking. Yes. Okay. Both of the answers have been submitted. Corbin says it's because its fur is fireproof. Yes, very good. And Mr. Curtis says Quilava's slick, sick, fire impervious fur coat. Yes, fire impervious fur. Exactly, that is correct. I was hoping I was gonna trick one of you guys into saying it's inflammable, but as we all know, inflammable means the same thing as flammable.
Sure.
They both mean that it catches on fire very easily.
Sure does.
So keep that in mind, I guess. Question number 3. Hey, it's another fill in the blank question.
Oh, Professor, I'm so ready.
I know. It doesn't really give you.
Give me the blanks. Give me the blanks.
All right. Because of its nimbleness, Quilava can blank and blank at the same time. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and read these answers because I do have them both. Which is the order that normally goes.
Yes.
So Corbin says, because of its nimbleness, Quilava can shoot fire and evade at the same time. All right, let's see if Mr. Curtis agrees with that. He says, because of its nimbleness, Quilava can burn those baddies and dodge their attacks at the same time. Yes. So the answers are dodge incoming attacks and scorch foes with flames. Very good. Very good, guys. I'm impressed.
All right.
All right. This last one is a doozy. So let's see if you can do it. In addition to hot flames, what else does Quilava use to keep its enemies at bay? And that's like away from it and not bay as in like
afloat.
Bay.
Hey, hang out at the bay.
Hey, B-A-E. Okay. All right, and so the answers for the final question are RN. Questions RN.
Yep, they're in.
Corbin did the fun thing that he loves to do, which is answer my question with a question of his own, which immediately invalidates the answer because it's not an answer, it's a question. He says...
Get out of here!
He says, smoke squeak?
Smoke squeen?
No, cut that out. cut
Smoke
that out.
Smoke squeen, Professor?
No, come on.
I sound like Portia.
Oh my god. Portia, cut that out, please.
Smoke squeen.
Shut up.
Stop making fun of him.
I've been talking for a long time, all right?
God, you guys make fun of me talking all the time. You don't even get to say
that.
anything.
We never do that.
All right, so Corbin answers my question with his own question and says, smoke screen? Question mark?
Question mark?
Question mark? Is this smoke screen? I don't know. Let's see what Curtis says. Curtis says, hot, steamy blasts of gas. So yes, that is the correct answer. The answer is gusts of superheated air.
Oh, that's
or
right.
Hot, steamy blasts of gas.
Because I thought it was fire type. Flying type at one point. Oh
yeah,
man.
I know. So unfortunately, you lose points on that.
Well,
one.
smoke's a type of gas, right?
No, I feel like smoke is like the part of fire that isn't gas, right? It's the ash. Yeah, the ash
maybe.
and soot.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll see. I'm sure somebody will correct me.
Yep.
All right. So that does it for today's pop quiz. Excellent, Corbin. You listen. You're still getting you're still recombobulaulating in this new region. So it's okay that you
after the break. Yeah.
For the break. You're getting back into the swing of things
for sure.
But that's gonna do it for today's lesson on Quilava. Does anybody know who we're gonna be talking about next week?
Ooh, it's the final evolved form of Cyndaquil, right?
Yes, correct.
W-Y.
No.
And hold on. It's not for alligator, right?
Why would it be for alligator?
Wait, no, that's a water type.
Yes, it is.
Is it crocodile?
We're learning about Typhlosion. It's going to get to a point where I'm just going to tell you what it is. I feel like this whole fun joke of you guys not knowing what it is has run its course.
This is not a joke. This is
bit.
very serious.
They can only not know what the Pokemon is so many different ways, and
I've guessed it right many a time, Professor.
I really think we've exhausted all the different ways they can say the wrong Pokemon.
One of these days, I'm gonna be right.
I've been right before many times.
But it's Typhlosion. We'll be learning about Typhlosion next week. Hopefully, it's a fire-type Pokemon that will live up to Mr. Curtis's high standards. But we'll have to wait until next week to find out. Until then, you can contact us by our Gengar mail. I'm not going to say it because I already did say it. You can also find us on the Flying Pokemon themed social network site Twitter, or the just so many different links that we have on our link tree, which you can find in our description. If you like this lesson and or any of our other lessons, please feel free to tell other people about it. You know, maybe we can get a couple more students that way. Also, if you want to support the class, of course, it's completely unnecessary. But if you would like to, you can find our Patreon, it's just on our link tree too. Just find it there. But yeah, if we get to $200 a month, we will start I'm not. This is what the kids are calling it. I don't really know what it is. A Nuzlocke.
A Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge. Yeah, it's a fun challenge of a playthrough of a Pokemon game. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It's fun.
But in addition to that, there are many, many other wonderful benefits on the Patreon. You can find those, again, in the link tree. But that's going to do it for today's lesson. So, until next time, class is dismissed.